Alright guys, so this is going to be probably the last video I'm going to make about this. So I guess people are just wondering who this guy is. Of course, you guys saw him in my videos earlier. He is somebody that manufactures parts for Harley Davidsons and off-road vehicles. And of course, the Reddit community, they're just going a little nuts about it, wondering who this guy is, what's going on. Of course, he is partnered up with Baja Designs. So he works with Baja Designs. These guys are located in the same area, right? They're SoCal, Baja Designs. They're SoCal, Cali raised. They're SoCal. And recently, Speed Kings, they released a video, and they have now taken that video down. But from what I understood from that video, Cali raised and Speed Kings, I guess they're buying, I think they're relocating to a new building, and they were both going to be sharing the facility. And from Cali Ray's videos, it appears like I believe Cali Ray's was setting up a studio for them to record their podcast. So I don't know if Speed Kings is still partnering up with them or not. I really don't know. But I like I said, I'm not sure. Speed Kings has now removed that video where he's talking right next to that fella. He's talking. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so you guys know the Speed Kings guy. He's I think he's the owner of Speed Kings, and he was right next to this guy. I don't know his name. I already forgot, but he was right next to this fella, and they were both sharing the news that they were going to be expanding their business, and they were going to be partnering up to provide, of course, the community with more aftermarket products. So this is why I felt like I needed to share this. And of course, I've already, like I mentioned in my earlier video, I had featured their products because people have been wondering, hey, how can I get an LP6 installed on my bike? You guys saw my bikes. I have LP6 on both of my bikes, my Lowrider S and my Sportster. I have LP6, but I didn't purchase their products. I show you guys how to make your own harness. But if you don't have, like I mentioned in those videos, if you don't have, anything, to solder or to modify or to connect or, just the basics when it comes to the electrical, then I always recommend that, hey, maybe you should consider buying the harness from Cali Raised. Quite honestly, for $200, once you factor in your time and, the tools required to do the job, and then on top of that, the materials, I believe the $200 is, it's a pretty good deal. Well, before we found out about, of course, the news, what's going on. Of course, I don't want to show his address. I don't know if his address is going to be there. I'm going to blur it out because like I said, I don't want any hate towards. I mean, man, it sucks. All right. I saw his reaction video. I'm not gonna share it, or I'm not gonna give him a platform to. Who knows what's going on, right? All we know is he's convicted. He pleaded guilty. This was in 2015, 2016. So it was 7 years ago. I know in his reaction video, he said it was 8 years ago. But I mean, we're at the beginning of 2024. So it's still, 7 years ago. And, I remember 7 years ago. Okay, I wasn't that old. Me and this guy were almost about the same age. I am, I believe, 5 years older than him. So, if I was in my 30s, that means this guy was in his mid 20s. So how is he? Man, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Of course, if he's in his mid 20s, why is he sharing private images of underage people? You guys get what I'm saying? Trying to keep the video PG-13 and. So anyways, I was very upset about it myself. And, I just felt like, hey, if you're buying products from this company, then you should know what you're supporting and who you're supporting. Even though, he made claims to justify such actions, he has now removed that video because, quite honestly, it's still, even if it is true, it's not right. And, it really doesn't make sense once you calculate the time it happened, how old he is. He's born in 1991. So the fella's in his 30s. Like I said, if you just go back 7 years, he was still around his mid 20s. So why do you have images of underage, people. All right, that's all I'm going to say. But of course, you can see all the comments. People are wondering who this guy is. They don't know. Reddit, of course, they've removed some of the posts because they don't feel like it's related to Harley, because this is the Reddit. This is the Harley Reddit. Whatever. What do you call this? The community? Is this? I really don't use Reddit. All right, but you guys know California. They're super lenient on these crimes. They're super lenient. I mean, there's some laws that you guys couldn't believe that, that it makes it okay to do these sort of things with underage people. Yes, if you, it's really tough communicating this stuff when there's so many censors and you're not supposed to use specific words. You're not even supposed to call these people what they are. That's how, California has been going about it. You got to call them maps, which is stupid. But I absolutely hate, these folks. They're just the lowest of the lowest. They're scum. And, I couldn't stomach the feeling that, I had featured their products on the channel. So anyways, like I said, they're partnered up with Baja Designs. Do with that as you may. Like I mentioned, they're all located in SoCal. They also manufacture parts for off-road vehicles. They're made in the United States. You guys can decide. I'm not gonna, tell you guys anything other than that. I know that I'm not buying anything from them. I have never bought anything from them. Like I mentioned, the only reason why I mention them is because people don't know how to solder and do electrical work, and people would rather stay away from that stuff. So that's why I've mentioned it. But you have some manufacturers that are willing to step up. Supposedly, they're offering discounts for some of their harnesses and some of their mounting brackets. But of course, like I said, they make stuff for Harleys. You could buy pretty much anything Harley related with their products. They also have 2024 brackets now too as well. So I mean, there it is. We're moving. So like I said, I already saw that video. Their new warehouse. It's a huge facility, and like I mentioned, Speed Kings. They are partnering up with them, or I don't know if they're still doing it, but you can see they have unique products. All right, and of course, Speed Kings. Like I mentioned, I believe they removed the video. I don't know if they're still working together. We could go shop now, and it looks like they probably removed the products from their website, because I believe they had Cali Race products. Like I said, they were working on it, and it looks like they removed it from their website, and I don't know if they're still working with them. But hey, that's what that is. In case you're wondering, of course, I'm gonna turn off all the monetization on this video. I don't want anything related from Cali Raised and my channel. I am 100% against this stuff. Even if it is what he says it is, man, I was 100% burned by my ex. All right, I was so effed over by my ex. This was 15 years ago. There's that joke where Bill Burr, says stuff like, there's no reason, to abuse a woman. But of course, this is Bill Burr. This is his joke. I don't want, you guys could look it up, but he just mentions that there's always a reason to, abuse a person of the opposite sex, but you just don't do it. Hey, you guys can share your thoughts down below. Sorry for making this video longer than it should be, but I don't know. You guys could do with the information as you may. I don't know what's gonna happen with Cali Raised, Speed Kings, and Baja Designs. I don't know what's gonna happen. So life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.